My name is Danielle Meads Maynor, and I graduated from Emmanuel College with an associate's degree in 1989 in music education, and then I graduated in 1995 with a Bachelor of Science in Christian education.
My name is Dylan Maynor, and I'm a part of the class of 2022, so I will be graduating in May with a Bachelor's of Arts in Business Administration with a minor in Christian Ministries.
My name is Makenzie Maynor. I'm a freshman here at Emmanuel College, where I major in elementary education and I have a minor in Christian ministries.
It started very early, probably at the age of 10 or 11 years old, and quite honestly, it was because of having seen, I've always been a part of a family with music as a big emphasis, and I was a singer, and so seeing the Emmanuel Singers, and even more than that at youth camp, seeing a group that used to travel called Highest Praise, and getting to know those people, that really is what, one day when I graduate, I want to go to college and I want to be a part of those groups, the singers, and maybe be able to travel for Emmanuel. And that was just, and to be honest with you, I graduated from high school and I never even applied anywhere else.
I would say that, hearing the stories of the Emmanuel days and the singers' days, singing on the risers with this person and that person, that Mom had always told me and Dylan, really influenced my decision to come here to Emmanuel. I heard about those and I was like, wow, this sounds wonderful. Who wouldn't want to go to somewhere like this? And like her, I was born into music. I love music. That's such a big part of my calling, I believe, that God has on my life. And so that was a huge drawing factor for me to come here. I've always known that I wanted to come here.
So my story is a little bit different. I kind of considered everywhere but Emmanuel. Coming out of high school, I felt like Emmanuel was a place that you only went if you wanted to go into ministry, and that was not something that I wanted to do at that time, not something that I felt called to do. I actually went to 2 other colleges before I went to Emmanuel. During that time, I kind of cultivated a relationship with Dr. White and Pastor Trey Ward through IPHC Fine Arts and different things like that. So the summer after my sophomore year at Youth Quest, I felt the call into ministry, and one thing led to another. I found myself at Emmanuel in the fall of 2019. And I will say one thing I always noticed and admired about Emmanuel growing up with Mom is going to Youth Quest and different IPHC events and seeing just all these random people coming up to her like they were best friends and I had no idea who they were. Well, they were all friends of hers from Emmanuel. And today, for me, as someone who's about to graduate from Emmanuel, that's one of the things I look forward to most, is connecting with my peers from here at Emmanuel and the Emmanuel family in the future. Because there's a lot of great things about the college experience, there's a lot of great things about the Emmanuel experience, and I've had some fantastic opportunities in my life because of Emmanuel College, but the best thing that Emmanuel has ever done for me is allow me to sit around the table on a weekly basis with some of the best and brightest young people in our denomination and in the church that I know are going to change the world for Jesus Christ.
For me, that answer is unforgettable. I am 52, 53 by the time you see this, and even still, to think of the memories, to see the people, whether it is at a Talent Quest time or something here on the campus, wherever I see those people, anywhere, I can see a person's face and it just takes me back to some unforgettable memories.
For me, I would have to say transformational. Really, in my coming to Emmanuel in the fall of 2019, accepting the call into ministry coincided with me also rededicating my life to Christ. So it's interesting that for me, my entire time as a committed Christian, really seeking to follow Christ in a very public way has come at Emmanuel College. And I can't think of a better place to have been for that, with so many great mentors and leaders and people that genuinely love me. And I know that my life, the direction of my life, has been forever changed and enhanced and altered because of my experience at Emmanuel College.
I would say that my one word to describe Emmanuel is simple, but it's home. Emmanuel is home. And I know that sounds a little cliche, but we live 6 hours from our actual home. We live in North Carolina, and so being here, everything about this campus, the people, the town that it's located in, everyone's so welcoming. And I think even before I got here, I had formed connections and friendships with people that go to school here. And I wasn't even a student here. But just the moment that you walk on this campus, you're welcomed by everyone, starting at admissions, going all the way back to the students. Everyone here is so welcoming. And so I know, like, when I got here, my first day here, a lot of times there's tears when you leave your parents behind and stuff, but my mom dropped me off and she was like, "You got this, you're good." And I didn't cry a bit, just because being here, it doesn't feel like I'm anywhere but where I'm supposed to be.
Really, it's unbelievable. And my husband did not go to Emmanuel, but of course he's heard for years. We were getting ready to celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary, and that's all he's ever heard. So he's on board. You know, he loves Emmanuel now. He wears the colors now, just like we do. But it's just unbelievable. And quite honestly, the way the story kind of plays out, until we were asked about doing this interview, I really had not thought about how that my quote-unquote Emmanuel story is kind of the beginning. It's different because we're different people, even though we're family, but kind of played out through Makenzie coming right out of high school and Dylan kind of battling and struggling, you know, am I going to say yes, and honestly saying never. I just want to tell you as a parent to never give up on your kids. I can honestly sit here and tell you that I knew that Dylan was supposed to be here. When he pulled me to the bedroom to have the conversation to say, "Mom, I think I'm supposed to go to Emmanuel," I honestly didn't realize how much of a faith walk that was for me. And I didn't know when or how, and you know, I didn't know that it would happen even when it did. But I mean, I even thought one time maybe it'll be for graduate school. Maybe that's when it'll get there. Shout out for the graduate school. But even still, I just want to tell the parents that we never gave up on Dylan, just like we have neither one of our kids. You love your children, you pray for your children, you give them to God, and you let God take care of it.
I will say that being here with Dylan this year has been like super important for me, just because like we are 4 years apart in age. So the last time that me and Dylan were in school together was when I was in kindergarten and he was in 5th grade. And so I think just being here together, it's comforting to know that you have someone so close to you that's here, but also just he gets to be a part of what God's doing in my life, and I get to be a part of and I get to see what God has done in his life. And it's so inspiring just to be here and to see him and to kind of not be in his shadow, but to kind of pick up that Maynor mantle, you know. So that's exciting for me.
For me, I feel like my whole life I kind of knew Makenzie, but I didn't really know Makenzie until this year. Sorry. But no, for us being here for this year together, the last time I was at home, I wasn't even living for the Lord. So Makenzie being here this year has been like us meeting each other for the first time, really. And that's been very special to me.